It's me, it's JUB, here with the next episode in my Resident Evil Explained series. Now last time we covered Resident Evil 7, which in the canon of Resident Evil is the most recent game as a kind of recording. However, today we're going to be playing Resident Evil 0. Resident Evil 0 came out on November 10th, 2002, but had a port and remaster to current-gen consoles on the 19th of January 2015, which is what we are playing today. However, the game takes place in 1998, just a small amount of time before the first game. The game stars Rebecca Chambers and Billy Cohen, played by Reva I can't pronounce her name, and David Webster. Enough of me talking about the people behind the game, let's get into the actual game. Also, one thing I forgot to mention, if it wasn't obvious enough, this game actually is a prequel to the first Resident Evil game.
A Midwestern town in America, Raccoon City. A solitary island far off in the sea, Rockfort Island. An island that would become the second Raccoon City, Sheena Island. There are still many unanswered questions about these seemingly unrelated yet intensely traumatic events. Though it is believed that the international enterprise umbrella was somehow involved, little is known as to the origin of this faceless corporation. When was it established? By whom? And how was the T-virus created? To uncover the truth, we must delve deeper into the events which transpired in the beginning, before the mansion incident.
Do you think so too?
Yeah.
Do about it.
Hold off for a while.
But I wonder how those R&D people would react to this.
It began as a simple investigation of some bizarre murders in the suburbs of Raccoon City. Nothing in our training could ever have prepared us for the nightmare that ensued. We never stood a chance.
What's going on? Engine failure. Emergency landing.
Check the current position and investigate the surrounding area.
Captain, look! Captain!
What happened?
Court order for transportation. Prisoner Billy Cohen, ex-lieutenant, 26 years old. Court-martialed and sentenced to death July 22nd. Prisoners to be transferred to the Regathon base for execution.
Those poor soldiers. They were good men just doing their jobs, and that scum murdered them and escaped.
All right, everyone, let's separate and survey the area. Our friend is brutal and ruthless. Keep your guard up.
So that opening showed us quite a lot of things. First of all, we saw a train filled with passengers get attacked by some sort of insect-looking creature with a mysterious man on top of a mountain. After this, we also saw the STARS team's helicopter crash to the ground, where they found the rest of their team dead, with Billy Cohen's police report. The STARS team captain mentions that Billy Cohen most likely killed the soldiers and escaped. After this, he orders you to look around where Rebecca finds the train.
This is Officer Chambers from STARS Bravo team. Please identify yourself. Is someone there?
The government has announced that it has set out of our department. But as of 2 years ago, when several plants were set up, the local government stepped in and took over.
Rebecca is shocked to see that everyone on the train is dead. However, she's even more shocked to see that the people on the train aren't exactly dead. They're zombies. And now she's forced to fight them. And you guys are forced to watch me try and figure out how to use tank controls. Anyway, after killing all the zombies or running away like a little bitch like me, you'll find journals around the train suggesting that the people on this train were investigating the Arklay Mountains experiments. After doing a bit more exploring around the train, you'll find a dead body with a key that you need, but you'll also find a certain someone.
Billy. Lieutenant Cohen.
So, you seem to know me. Been fantasizing about me, have you?
You're the prisoner that was being transferred for execution. You were with those soldiers outside.
Oh, I see. You're with STARS. Well, no offense, honey, but your kind doesn't seem to want me around, so I'm afraid our little chat time is over.
Wait! You're under arrest.
No thanks, Dollface. I've already worn handcuffs.
I could shoot, you know.
Rebecca does find Billy Cohen, the suspect her captain Rodriguez told her to capture. However, she figured that survival was more important than her mission at the moment.
Edward! Are you alright? What happened?
It's worse than... We can't. You must be careful, Rebecca. The forest is full of zombies and monsters.
Zombies and monsters.
Anyway, Edward wasn't the only thing that came busting through the window. A zombie dog also came through, which Rebecca had to kill, or if you were me, run away like a bitch. And after you run away from the dog, you have to run away from a bitch like a lot of zombies, till eventually you'll get this on your walkie-talkie.
This is Rebecca. Over.
Rebecca, can you hear me? This is Rico. What's your location? Over.
Enrico! Hello! Can you read me? Please respond.
Rebecca, I can hear you. Now listen up. We've obtained detailed information on the fugitive from a document found in the wrecked wagon. Billy Cohen killed as many as 23 people. Over.
23 people.
We have also confirmed that he was institutionalized, so keep your guard up. Can you hear me, Rebecca? Over. Stay alert, Rebecca. You wouldn't think twice before killing you.
Enrico! Captain! Hello? Hello!
And now Rebecca is trapped on the train, with no communication, with a man who supposedly murdered 23 innocent people. Anyway, after more wandering around the train, you will meet up with Billy Cohen.
It's gonna be dangerous from here on in. Why don't we cooperate?
Cooperate with you?
Listen, little girl, if you haven't noticed, there's some pretty freaked out things on this train. And I, for one, want to get out of here. I don't think we stand a chance doing it alone.
You expect me to trust you, a wanted felon? I don't need your help. I can handle this on my own. And don't call me little girl.
All right, Miss Do-It-Yourself. What should I call you?
The name is Rebecca Chambers, but that's Officer Chambers to you.
Well then, Rebecca, why don't you go and try while I wait here?
After getting the message from Enrico, Rebecca did not trust Billy Coen a bit. Even though Billy Coen offered to work with her, Rebecca did not trust him and said she would go off by herself. However, she wouldn't get very far before she ran into even more trouble.
Excuse me, sir. Sir.
Rebecca, how dumb are you? Anyway, after Rebecca foolishly interacts with the dead body, even though she has seen multiple dead bodies come to life already, the dead body seems to liquefy into a bunch of leeches, which go to attack her. And that's why you don't touch dead bodies. Anyway, the zombie released a bunch of leeches, which consume Rebecca. However, just in the nick of time, Billy Coen saves her.
Are you okay?
However, they hear some kind of strange opera music coming from outside the train. And we see that man from the beginning, with all the leeches coming towards him, as if he's commanding them.
Who is that guy?
What's going on? Who's controlling the train?
Go and check out the first engine car. Listen, we gotta cooperate with each other from now on. You got that?
Well, I don't...
Clue in, girl. Or maybe you like being worm bait.
All right. But you just remember, I will shoot you if you try anything funny.
Fine. Now take these with you.
Even though Rebecca does not trust Billy Coen a bit, she knows for her survival she has to work with the ex-lieutenant. Now that the pair have to work together, they find a window at the back of the train with a ladder which leads to their roof. They both climb the roof to get to the top. After they get to the top of the train, they find the wires they need to fix the engines. Billy Coen puts these together. Whilst being successful in turning the engines on, Billy Coen is attacked by insects and thrown to the bottom of the train. Now he is trapped in this room and needs Rebecca to get him out. As Rebecca, you'll have to walk around the train to try and find a way to find Billy out. You'll find a piece of paper in one of the rooms, which is written by the conductor. He mentions that the key card to stop the train is in this briefcase. However, the briefcase needs a key, but it's not a normal kind of key, it's a special kind of key. And we need to try and find both of these around the train. a massive scorpion-like creature which we have to fight. Eventually you'll kill the overgrown piece of shit, leaving you to be able to get the crowbar which is hidden in the back. After getting this crowbar, you can go back to the room where you started, where you can open this little hatch which takes you to another part of the train, where you are attacked by 2 zombie dogs. After killing both these zombie dogs, you'll find the first key in the background. Meanwhile, as Billy, use a sharp object to get yourself out of the room he's been trapped in, so you can go back to Rebecca to assist her. Now skipping forward a bit, Rebecca and Billy are on the back of the train. As you can see, there's a grapple hook on the right, which one person has to press the button for and the other person has to pull the grapple hook. Now for some reason, I couldn't do this. It took me like, I don't know, 10 minutes to do it. I was putting the characters in the right position, but the one who was by the grapple hook just wouldn't go to pick it up. Eventually, I don't know how, but I managed to get the grapple hook, which let me do the rest of the story. After getting this grapple hook as Rebecca, you can get to the top of the train, where you'll drop down into another room where you're greeted by a zombie and a little box. Now, I'm stupid in this video clip, and in the box I don't open it. But I open it later, but in this box it has the second key for the briefcase. This is a different clip where I figure out how to open the box. Now that I've got the second key, I put it into the briefcase, where I get the key cards. Now it's time for Rebecca and Billy to open the door. However, before you open the door, you're greeted with a cutscene.
This is Delta Team. This is Delta Team. We have gained control of the train. Over.
Understood.
This does not make any sense. How was the T-virus leaked? And why did it contaminate both the lab and the mansion, as well as a train almost 3 miles away?
That's irrelevant. We must make sure no knowledge of this gets out. Destroy the train. Completely. How far away are you from the nearest branch line?
About 10 minutes to...
What happened?
Now, if you don't know who those two characters are, it probably means you're new to the series, but that is William Birkins and Albert Wesker. They are possibly the 2 biggest antagonists in the whole Resident Evil series, especially Albert Wesker. However, in this cutscene, they mention that the T-virus has been leaked. The T-virus we'll find out more about at the later games, but it's basically the thing that turns everyone into zombies. They mention that they need to destroy the train because obviously we're on it, and there's also all the zombies from the T-virus and all the pieces of paper that mentioned it. However, the guards are killed by leeches. After this, we meet back with Rebecca and Billy, who have found their way to the front of the train.
The train will either derail or crash. I gotta stop this thing.
Knowing that one person has to go right to the back of the train, has to fight through all the zombies, you had to choose whether that would be Billy or Rebecca to go back.
I'll go over to the back deck and manipulate the control panel for the brake. Then you apply the brake from here, okay?
All right. Billy,
What?
be careful.
Yeah.
In the gameplay, I chose to take Billy Cohen. This is because of his increased health. I thought I'd better take him. Yeah, Rebecca can make herbs which give you health, but I thought in the time I wouldn't really be making herbs, I would just be trying to get there as quick as possible. So I took Billy. Anyway, as you get to the back of the train, you'll have to find this weird box which you have to do this weird maths puzzle with to open, which I definitely did not use a calculator for. Anyway, after you do it as Billy, you also have to do it as Rebecca. However, as you do it as Rebecca, it's harder since the screen is smashed a little bit, so you can't read the number that you're doing. Anyway, after you do the puzzle, this is what happens.
Rebecca!
I'm here.
Are you alright? Hey, we managed to stop the train.
Yes, we managed.
We have to find a way out.
Anyway, after the unlikely duo somehow survive that crazy train crash, they end up at this other place where they have to fight a few zombies. After killing all the zombies, they find their way to a sewer area with a ladder which leads to somewhere else.
The Umbrella Research Center? The first general manager, Dr. James Marcus.
Who on earth are those people?
She's just a rookie, a member of STARS.
What about the male?
I'm unfamiliar with him.
Attention! This is Dr. Marcus. Please be silent as we reflect upon our company motto. Obedience breeds discipline. Discipline breeds unity. Unity breeds power. Power is life.
Who are you?
It was I who scattered the T-virus in the mansion. Needless to say, I contaminated the train, too.
What?
Revenge. On Umbrella.
Dr. Marcus?
10 years ago, Dr. Marcus was murdered by Umbrella. You helped them, didn't you?
So quite a lot of interesting things happened there. First of all, we see Rebecca and Billy climb into some sort of mansion where Billy recognizes the Umbrella insignia on the floor and notices a painting of James Marcus. He mentions that James Marcus was the first general manager of Umbrella. However, when Rebecca looks at the painting, she recognizes the man's face from the first sort of zombie hybrid leech thingy she saw back at the train. However, while we're looking at our two characters here, we cut to Birkin and Wesker, who are watching them. As they're watching, Birkin asks to Wesker who these two people are. Wesker actually knows who Rebecca is, because Rebecca is a STARS agent and Wesker is undercover as a STARS agent. But he doesn't know who Billy Cohen is, but he mentions how there will be no threat. However, suddenly we hear James Marcus's voice, the same man in the painting, over the intercom. Wesker and Birkin seem to be surprised by this, and then we see on the CCTV camera the same man we saw on top of the mountain with all the leeches. He says to them that he's going to bring down Umbrella, and then brings back James Marcus. He mentions that Wesker and Birkin had something to do with his death, and he was going to get revenge. And now Rebecca and Billy are left to explore the mansion together, to try and make sense of everything that's going on. So this next part of the game is sort of just you wandering around the mansion trying to find all the puzzles and shit, and although it's fun to play, me talking about every single puzzle, everything I collect, it's not really going to be that interesting, so I'm only going to really skip over some of it and then only talk about the important parts. So, while you're wandering around the mansion, you'll find a piece of a black gargoyle, which you'll have to put somewhere in a minute. You'll find a piece to a projector, which you have to put in so you can find something. There'll be a computer here which you can't open yet, which you have to find a password for. And then you'll put this black gargoyle in this scales, and you have to get another one so you can open a secret door. So eventually you'll get to this room where there is a key hidden under a box. The only way to lift this box off the ground is by twisting around the lever. Now for some reason, Rebecca can't twist around this lever, even though she is a STARS member, which means she has had years and years worth of training, but I guess she's not strong enough. Why did they hire her? Anyway, you have to get the big strong Billy to do this for you, which will lift the box off the ground, which will give Rebecca a chance to get the key. Why do I hear boss music? Shit.
Rebecca.
Anyway, after you kill the caterpillar, which releases Rebecca to safety.
Rebecca! Are you alright?
Yes, thank you.
Now, a lot of the next gameplay, I'm actually going to skip over quite a lot of things because, again, it's pretty much the same thing in different places. I'm only really going to talk about stuff and show stuff when it's something that's actually important. You'll open these doors, which you have to do this weird chess puzzle, and then you'll get this book. Now, I'm going to read this book, but I feel like I mention this every video. I have very bad dyslexia, so this isn't going to go well. Marcus, Diary 1. December 4th. We finally did it. The new virus. We have called it the Progenitor. I want to carry it back and start detailing investigation immediately. March 23rd. Spencer says he's going to start a company. Well, I don't care as long as I can continue my research into Progenitor. He can do what he likes. August 19th. Spencer keeps asking me to be the director of his new training facility. Maybe it's because of the business, but he becomes incredibly pushy. But maybe I can turn this into my advantage. I need a special facility to explore all the virus's secrets. A place where no one will get in the way. November 30th. Damn that Spencer. He came to complain to me again today. He thinks the Progenitor as nothing more than a money-spinning tool. Fool. But if his influence continues to grow, it can only be bad for my research. If I'm to properly develop Progenitor, I must strengthen my own position too. September 19th. At least, I've discovered a way to build a new virus type with Progenitor as the base. Mixing it with Leech's DNA was the breakthrough I needed. I call this new virus T for Tyrant. October 23rd. It's not good. I can't hope for real progress experimenting on mere rodents. Only humans can be a proper mammalian subject for the experiments, otherwise I'll never make any real progress. Well, if anyone does get too close, they may find themselves unexpectedly assisting in my research. January 13th, one day before my birthday. At least they are ready, my wonderful leeches. Those of low intelligence, they will never have the privilege of tasting the sense of joy and satisfaction. Now finally I can move against Spencer. Soon I will control everything. January 31st. The device I set to protect my work has been disturbed. It appears someone came looking for tea, and the leeches, fool. No doubt the work of Spencer's group. February 11th. Today again I found evidence of tampering around the entrance of my labs. If that is what they are after, I must find a suitable way to deal with them. Perhaps I should have William and Albert smoke out the pests. Those two are the only ones I trust, apart from my beloved leeches, of course. But Spencer, it wouldn't end there, would it? I will announce T at the next directors' meeting and collect my just reward. Now this diary is written by James Marcus, the same James Marcus who we saw in the painting earlier, and the same James Marcus that was apparently assassinated by Wesker and Birkin, but brought back to life by the mysterious man we saw on the mountain. In this diary, he mentions quite a few interesting things. First of all, he mentions that Spencer came to him with the Umbrella idea for them to start the company, and obviously we know later in the series Umbrella are responsible for many, many bad things. He also mentions in this diary that he was working on the progenitor virus, which he managed to mix with leech DNA, which created the base for the T-virus. I mentioned before the T-virus is the thing that basically turns everyone into zombies and infects everything. However, the interesting part of this is, he mentions in his diary that Spencer has been getting a bit too pushy with him and wanting to stop doing his research, because Spencer thinks it's just for money, when Marcus seems to be doing this for a lot more than just money. He mentions that he wants to get Birkin and Wesker to maybe assassinate Spencer. However, judging by what we've seen already, it looks like they weren't as trustworthy as he stated. In the end of this, he mentions how he was going to bring the T-virus up in his latest meeting. However, we don't know anything else happens after this, and judging by the fact that it looks like he gets assassinated, maybe Spencer wasn't too much of a big fan of this idea. Anyway, skipping forward quite a little bit, you'll go around the mansion where you'll be able to find all the pieces for both the gargoyles. After getting both these gargoyles, you'll put them on the scales, which will open a secret passageway behind the painting of Spencer. This will take you to some underground testing lab. As you're down here, you have to fight a new type of enemy. They're literally massive fucking spiders, but you'll get through them. You'll go into this little room where there'll be an air vent, which Billy will have to give Rebecca a boost so she can get up to.
I'm almost there.
I'm glad I could be of service. Time to go inside.
However, when she lands in, she looks around and sees torture traps and devices everywhere. Looks like this room was used for a little bit more than just human testing. After messing around with the generator a little bit, it will show you all of the doors being unlocked in the lab downstairs. However, we'll also get to see a familiar face once again.
You are wasting your time. I have already claimed this place for myself, which means you are trespassing. And I am very territorial.
We then see the man send a crazy fucking monkey after Rebecca, or as they're actually called, Eliminators.
It just doesn't make sense. Do you honestly believe this to be the real identity of that crazy young man? Impossible. But if somehow it is true, then Umbrella will be finished.
If the old conspiracy against Dr. Marcus is revealed, Mr. Spencer's career will be over. Not to mention ours, too. So, the time has come at last.
What are you going to do?
I will simply say goodbye to Umbrella. The biological weapon utilizing the T-virus has almost been completed. Our only remaining task is to acquire combat data.
You can't be serious. I refuse to abandon my work. I have finished the research on the T-virus, but I need a little more time to complete the more powerful G-virus.
Do as you wish. I will follow my initial plan and lure the STARS members into the mansion. Their superior combat training should make them perfect test subjects.
Fine. In the meantime, something must be done about that madman. As I recall, URC is equipped with a self-destruct device in the basement. I'll find it, set it off, and annihilate the place to nothing more than a mass of rubble.
We cut back to Albert Wesker and William Birkin, who are discussing who they believe the mysterious man on the mountain is. This man knows a lot of information about Umbrella, like Spencer getting Marcus assassinated. Wesker says this is bad for the company, but more importantly his career, so he says that he is going to abandon Umbrella. But first he has to go get the combat data, which we find a bit more about in Resident Evil 1.
What are you going to do?
I will simply say goodbye to Umbrella. The
biological weapon utilizing the T-virus is on.
And he also says he'll take the bioweapon for himself. Birkin is angry about this, and he says he's done with the T-virus, but not the G-virus. And just in case you didn't realize, the T-virus was obviously created by Marcus, but obviously they assassinated him and stole his research, and Birkin made the G-virus, which is basically like a mutation to the T-virus, and it's obviously more powerful. We know he stole the information from Marcus, like I said, and he wants to claim all of the information for himself, but he can't do this because this mysterious man knows too much information. Birkin wants to get rid of him. Wesker doesn't really seem to care what Birkin does, so Birkin says that he will go to the self-destruct system in the mansion to destroy all of the evidence of Marcus and destroy this mysterious man.
I'll find it, set it off, and annihilate the place to nothing more than a mass of rubble.
Birkin, stop trying to look cool. You're like the worst Resident Evil villain. Actually, wait till we see Resident Evil 5 and 6. Then we'll see the worst villain. Anyway, cutting back, Rebecca is hanging on by a thread. She's just managed to hold on after the monkey attacked her. And now, Billy Coen has to come to the rescue. Which eventually he does.
Rebecca! Hang on. I'll pull you up.
Thank you.
Don't mention it. Just keeping my word. We promised to cooperate with each other. Remember?
This is Rebecca, over.
Rebecca, this is Enrico. Have you managed to locate Cohen yet? Over. Rebecca, answer me.
No, sir. I have not found him yet. I'll continue to search for him. Over.
Rebecca.
My first mission, and I've already disobeyed orders. So much for my great law enforcement career. Oh well, I probably won't live long enough to worry about it. Billy, I just need to know. I need to know the truth. Did you kill 23 people? I'm not going to judge you. I just want to know the truth.
It was around this time last year. Our unit was ordered to Africa to intervene in a civil war. Our mission was to raid a hideout of some guerrilla forces located deep inside the jungle. But the hideout was far away from our entry point. Some died from the heat. Others were killed by the enemy. In the end, only 4 of us survived. Only, there was no guerrilla hideout.
What do you mean?
The idiots in charge had us operating based on wrong information. But we couldn't just go back home empty-handed, oh no. Our leader ordered us to attack an innocent village.
Get rid of them! Kill them all!
Please, sir! Ceasefire immediately!
Shut up! Do it!
No! Don't! Stop!
So did you execute those innocent people?
Forget about it. Doesn't matter anymore. That was then, this is now. Besides, you said you wouldn't judge me.
I'm not judging you, but it does matter. Look, now my people think you killed those MPs in the van, but I don't think you did. It was those zombie dogs, right? When they attacked the van, you were able to escape. Isn't that right?
You don't get it. I've only got 2 choices left. Either report to the Marines and serve out my sentence, or keep on running for as long as I can. That's all.
After Rebecca disobeys orders by not telling her captain she found Billy, she asks Billy if he really did kill the 23 innocent people. Then Billy tells her about what really happened. He was an innocent soldier tasked to intervene in a civil war. Most of his team died before he even got there because of the heat. They found out it was an innocent village. Because his superior didn't want to leave empty-handed, he ordered them to kill the innocent villagers. Billy refused, leading him to get knocked out by his superior and blamed for the murders, even though he was completely innocent. And Rebecca had to lie because Billy Coen obviously had no proof and was found with the dead guards in the beginning of the game, who he didn't actually kill. They were probably killed by the zombies around the area where he just escaped, but the STARS team believed that Billy Coen was the one that murdered all of them too. And that is a good place to end this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. The next episode should be coming out soon. I don't think this will be a 4-parter, but it might be a 2 or 3-parter. I'm going to try and make it a 2-parter because I don't want to have too many different parts. It's better just try and keep it as less as possible. If I could, I would keep it all in one part, but on Share Factory you can't go over an hour. And I don't want to just cut it off at a random point, so I thought here would be a good point to cut off the first episode. So the next episode should be coming out soon. By the time this comes out, I'm probably already working on the second one. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I enjoyed making it. I actually enjoyed this game a lot more than I thought I did when I first started playing it. So that's good too. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks a lot for watching, and bye.